Yeah, that's perfect.
Take this, go there. I'm gonna talk, just mic test. Just see if you can hear.
Oh, just use the
Yeah.
mic.
Or you just hold this.
Yeah.
That's an active mic. It's connected.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna check just in mic mode.
Hello, hello. Can you hear me well? Is this working? Is this working? This working? Great. Amazing. And it's good. We're live. Is that working clearly? Like
Very clear.
Oh, that's perfect. Nice. Okay. We're live. Very good.
You can tweet from here. Then for the you can tweet from
I can tweet from here. I will tweet from this one. That we are live and that we
Oh yeah, thumbs up.
What do you think? Should I quote it? Should
Yes, yes, yes.
We're starting first.
The creator.
The creator. Nice.
Can you just hold it? Don't say any bad words.
Nano is superior. I just said Nano is superior. That's all I'm saying.
I believe you.
Yeah, we'll try this out.
All right. I think I have to give a speech. Is that a mic?
Yeah.
You're mic'd up?
Yeah. Okay.
It's all okay.
I actually moved out of Denmark. Okay. I have to introduce. I'm going to introduce the things.
It's already starting now, so people can start joining. And then in a moment we can start the presentation. So I think now it's about 5 o'clock now. So maybe in a few minutes we can sort of start, you can open. And then Milan will present first for Nano GPT. We can kind of see who goes next after that.
Okay, cool.
Yeah? Do you want this mic? Oh, you have one.
Yes. Is this on or is it not?
It's on. It's live. It's on. It's going.
Our conversation is already. Hello, everybody.
Let's go.
Let's do it.
Oh, mic from the camera. Everybody was talking about the
Okay. Should I press the yellow button? Or like, how do I mute it? Because then if I'm speaking, then this mic is
Just put it inside.
yeah, I think
You're founder of Nano, right?
I am, yes.
You are Colin.
I am Colin. I am
Are you
that guy.
Satoshi Nakamoto?
No, I'm not.
Because a few years ago I saw an article on some subreddit.
Yeah.
People were speculating you were Satoshi Nakamoto.
Yes.
Similar.
Yeah, lots of people like to do that.
Yes, people still do compare you. What do you think of the event so far?
Sorry?
What do you think of the event so far?
Very good, yeah.
I'll quickly ask at the bar about presenting, like the best way to put up the projector.
Okay.
So in a few
Should I
minutes.
take this off so I can talk to people?
Maybe ask your right real quick. Because then I will quickly ask at the bar about the presenting.
Sure.
Do you want to take this for a minute so I can like talk to people?
Slow down.
Zullen we beginnen? Should we start? Yeah?
Okay, yeah. All right. Good. We'll resume this.
Perfect. Do you want to put it on?
How do I?
Like a magnetic thing. I don't know exactly how it was. Do you? Yeah.
This is perfect. Yeah. Done.
Cool.
This is good.
Okay, I know. Try to not stay in front of the screen. Like we're close.
All right. Thanks, guys, for coming. Yeah. So I'm gonna kick us off. It's okay. Piotr's talking. It's fine. Thanks for coming. Yeah. So I'm gonna kick us off today. Thanks everyone for coming. Who would have thought 10 years ago, when I was building this in my house in Austin, that we would be halfway around the world in Amsterdam, meeting everyone else that loves it. So I think I've got to talk with probably about half of you guys now so far. And yeah, it's really interesting to hear what everyone's doing. It's really exciting to see it. You know, we toiled in our little Slack channels for so many years, like wanting to make sure people could use it. It was useful to everyone, and wanting to see people come and meet us and help build this ecosystem. So it's great to see that's going. Really excited to keep talking with you guys. Really excited to see everyone's presentations today. Yeah, so.
And thanks, Colin, for
All right, so I think we'll kick this off. I think we're going to do Nano GPT.
Do I need a mic?
Yes. Yeah, we'll steal mine.
Does this work? Slide 0. Yes.
Can you hold it?
Are you going inside my shirt? Oh, all of this is live, of course. All right, perfect. All right, not standing in front of the screen. All right, hello everyone. Thank you for letting me be the first speaker. So I get to thank Colin because I think none of us would be here without Colin. So I just want to say thanks again to Colin, but also to the rest of the team. I know George isn't here currently, but many of the Nano Foundation are. It's very nice to see everyone, and it's very cool to see sort of what is this sort of purely online thing has actually many people excited about it and wanting to talk about it, and in our case wanting to build on it. Sorry. So I figured often at these sort of conferences, meetups, I kind of shill Nano. Jeremy is also here. He knows, like, even if we go to the conference of another crypto, we tend to sort of subtly slip in Nano, or not so subtly sometimes. Here I can be slightly different. I don't need to shill Nano to anyone, so I can just talk about what we've built, but also kind of mostly our lessons learned, because I think we're probably the biggest Nano merchant, but also just in terms of crypto, we're becoming quite a big merchant in crypto terms in general. So I wanted to talk about what we can do to get more Nano adoption, what we have learned, and hopefully it will be useful to people. If there are any questions, of course, you can always ask us, but yeah, let me share some lessons. Could someone click next slide? I don't know how to. I don't have like a clicker. All right, so first of all, for those who don't know, I used to be Mira. We started Nano GPT, the two of us, Huggy, who's also here, and Mira. So at the time was Huggy, who is very anonymous here, and Mira, who is obviously also very anonymous here. And we decided to just start and see if we could build something cool on Nano. And one of the good parts about Nano that I think anyone who has worked with it, is a developer, will appreciate, is that it's super easy to set up. So from a developer's perspective, but also from like a hobbyist perspective, it's so nice and easy to set up.
When I got started doing this, I built like a Nano GPT Telegram bot. I didn't have like a company. I couldn't set up a bank account for it, but I could set up a Nano wallet and just get started within like literally an hour receiving payments. So we think one of the big advantages also for merchants, also for hobbyists, is just how easy Nano is to set up and how easy it is to test with. And we think, often when people shill their crypto to others, to merchants, they'll talk about zero fees and like instant and whatever. For us, that actually mattered less than just how easy it is to work with, how easy it is to test with. Because, you send a transaction, you have instant feedback. Zero fees, also very nice for testing. Since we also wanted to be slightly critical here, we added in one point that we think is a blocker for some people. I think it's been talked about in the community a lot, but this was probably, for us, the most difficult thing to set up. It took slightly longer than an hour, was the proof of work. Because as a merchant, you have to do proof of work. Most wallets abstract this away from you. As a merchant, you have a bigger skill you need to find a solution for this. That's sort of the first thing that we would say. If you're trying to get businesses to adopt Nano, or you're trying to get people to use this in like an enterprise way, have a solution to offer for proof of work. Because I also have talked about some people who are integrating Nano. This is what they usually get stuck on. And when they contact me, like we have public nodes, everything, it's the proof of work that they usually need some help with. So when we got started with Nano, obviously it was very easy to set up. We actually did our on-chain, or we did our accounting, our like keeping balances for everyone purely on-chain. Because this is of course one of the nice things about Nano. It's literally instant. Every time someone would do a transaction on our service, we would actually just do a transaction on the network. And we would have like, if we wanted to know how much balance someone had, we would just query the network. We would get their balance returned to us. We don't think there's many other crypto in which you could do that. So all of this together makes it super easy to get started with Nano, which is the first thing we want to sort of make clear. Like if you are talking about Nano to others, just get them to try it out and to sort of start working on it, because they'll notice how easy it is to set up, and any developer will appreciate that. Let's do next slide, sorry. Thank you, assistant. So of course we started Nano only, as many of you know. I haven't actually talked about Nano GPT because I assume anyone watching this, anyone here, kind of knows what we do. It's like access every AI, pay only for what you use. We started with just Nano because people could add 1 cent and that's it. Like you can just spend 1 cent literally, which is beautiful. It's like very clean, very beautiful. What we discovered is that, of course, not everyone worldwide uses Nano yet. It might surprise some of you. It's not actually the global standard yet. So what we decided was we need to add Stripe, or we need to add credit card payments. Many people always compare Nano to credit card payments and show how Nano is superior. We agree, but we still added Stripe. So how it's been for us is adding Stripe, it comes with a lot higher fees. I don't know if anyone here knows Stripe. It is every merchant will have a love-hate relationship with Stripe. Because if we do a $5 transaction on Nano, nice, easy, 1 second, and you get $5. On Stripe, $5 transaction, we get about 50 cents in fees. Like 10% of the total revenue goes to Stripe. You have chargebacks to deal with, where people essentially put money on your service, they spend the money, and then they go like, it wasn't me, and they charge back, and you don't actually get your money. The other thing we had to get used to was waiting times. In Nano, you have your money immediately. With Stripe, yeah, it takes 2 weeks for them to pay out to you, which sometimes can actually be quite a bother, because if you're growing quickly, that can kind of hurt. But at the same time, we added Stripe, right, for increased reach, because not everyone has Nano. And we think many businesses that try to go Nano only, it's hard to make it profitable at this point. And we think, in general, adding Stripe is quite a good idea, also doing credit card payments. I'll get to this later, but it's also a very nice way to sort of show Nano superiority when you have the two options side by side that nicely. But that's kind of why we added Stripe. And then, of course, we also added other crypto, as many of you know. So we started with BCH. And our reasoning for adding other crypto is similar to Stripe. So Stripe, many people have credit cards in the world. Crypto, many people don't have Nano, but they do have other crypto, so it expands our reach. We can market like, use your Bitcoin Cash and, use it for AI. the marketing potential of adding other coins is great. It increases your revenue. It makes it so that you can reach more communities. So how do we prioritize communities? We added BCH first because we felt like there was a big community. And I think that is similar with Nano. Anyone who is on Twitter, many of you here are on Twitter, it's kind of a meme at this point how many Nano people are shilling Nano on Twitter. Sometimes it's like too much. At the same time, that is kind of what makes others also be like, maybe it's worth it integrating Nano. A friend of mine who integrated Nano for payments, he was like, it's been fantastic for marketing so far because now Nano people are replying to other posts like, you can use long stories. So the community size and sort of what happens on Twitter actually matters a lot. So despite Nano's small market cap, that is one of the things that really helps it grow. The willingness to spend. So we have added many other crypto nowadays, Monero, BCH, Litecoin, anything. It turns out Nano people actually like to use their Nano. So we publish payment statistics. Nano always does well. Despite being infinitely smaller than many of the other coins, Nano actually does very well. And as a merchant, you don't really care that much how big the coin is. You care about people using it on your website, right? So we think that's sort of one of the things if you're talking about Nano, it needs to be clear there's a big community and they are willing to use it, to spend it on your service. It's also one of the reasons whenever there's a new Nano service pop, like everyone should try it at least once, just to sort of support it in a way. And then the ease of setup, which is what we talked about previously as well. Nano is super easy to set up. When we set up other crypto, usually Huggy, he gets a few extra gray hairs because it's painful. I won't go into too many details, but like if you want to get a rant out of Huggy, ask about Lightning. But also, honestly, just other crypto in general, it is often quite painful, not just to integrate, but also to maintain. Nano, we added like a year ago, 1.5 years ago. We maybe spent like an hour changing stuff afterwards because it just works. Many other crypto, from time to time, we consider, do we want to keep this crypto just because it's so much effort, like something breaks, or the service you are using to accept it doesn't work anymore, or Monero is getting attacked and suddenly you need 15 confirmations, all that kind of stuff. One of the things about Nano is it just works. And as a merchant, like you're adding crypto, it costs developer time. With Nano, it's like a one-time thing, your developer time. It just works, which is beautiful. I think what many other people focus on is the fees and the confirmation times. And I used to do this myself on Twitter, right? Like try it out, it's instant, it's 0 fees. As a merchant, we don't actually care all that much about that compared to other crypto. Because we accept BCH, we accept it with 0 confirmation, and it's like 1 cent in fees. So for us, the big comparison is always to Stripe, to credit cards, which is expensive and slow. Adding any crypto that you accept is so much faster, so much cheaper. And Nano is, of course, the best option to add. But the difference between Nano and other options in terms of the fees, honestly, is quite small. We care a lot from a store value perspective, which I won't go into too much here. But for most merchants, I don't think, unless they do micropayments, that is what convinces them, the sort of 1 cent versus 0 cents. And then the worst experience, I mentioned this, but it's a big frustration. Nothing in crypto works. Like, if you are integrating any other crypto, assume it does not work. Assume the documentation is incorrect. Assume the node you're using is actually not updated. Assume you might not get a payment confirmation. It's a pain. In Nano, it just works. And this is something that is hard to quantify at times, but for us, that's actually been one of the biggest things. Just, it works. If you want to do payments, it works. So that for us has been mostly the comparison to other crypto. Could you do next? So that's also why, despite now being exposed to many other crypto and to credit cards, we still prefer Nano. I was kind of half sort of wondering or afraid if we started accepting other crypto, would I be like, oh, actually this works better? No, it doesn't. So we prefer Nano, but most people don't care. So if someone is on your website, they're not going to get Nano just to use your website, right? Like we added BCH, I don't think you would use Nano GPT. Jeremy from BCH is who I'm pointing at. Okay. Yeah, I sent you Nano, I think, to try it out, yeah. Whereas if you add another crypto, they will just use that. So you need some other incentive for people to actually use Nano. Because on our side, we much prefer to be paid in Nano than being paid in credit card or being paid in any other crypto. If we get paid in credit card, we have the chargebacks, we have the fees, we have the waiting time. If we get paid in any other crypto, there's about a 10% chance that we have to like go figure out what went wrong. So we much prefer to get Nano, but people just prefer to spend what they have. So what we have done, and which we think actually works really well, is offering a discount for paying in Nano. Because relative to Stripe, it saves us about 10% if people pay in Nano. What we do is we offer a 5% discount, so the user gets some discount. They're like, oh, nice, I get some discount. We save 5% relative to what we would do for Stripe. We save ourselves a lot of headaches. So I think if there's one thing that we've learned is this discount really works to convince people to get into Nano. And if we go to the next slide, I put it at the bottom, I think, but I can point at it right now because this was like 3 days ago. We have a subscription nowadays, and we offer a discount there in Nano as well. And we have like a Nano chat in our Discord. And people are talking to each other there about like, how do you get Nano? Like, I've never used crypto before, I've never used a digital currency before, but I've noticed there's a discount. So despite us moving from Nano only to accepting more other crypto, we feel like that has actually done more for Nano adoption than us staying purely Nano. Because many people who would have never used our website or who would have never, considered using our website, they now try it with a credit card or with BCH or with any other currency. And then they realize, okay, 5% discount is pretty nice. Like maybe I can look into this Nano and see how it works. So I'm kind of skipping back and forth here. But if there's anything that we've learned, it's that the product needs to be good and then you can bring in Nano. I had the same with the Telegram bot that I built. I made it a bit too much about Nano because I really like Nano. And I think many of us here really like Nano. We just want to be paid in Nano. But at the end of the day, people who don't care about Nano, you want to get them in somehow, get them to use your product, care about your product, and then, mention Nano. We have this beautiful why do we use Nano page on our website. We have why is Nano our store of value. And it happens almost daily, to be honest, that someone is like asking Nano questions. We think because we went less Nano-centric, it actually increased how many people know about Nano. So if there's one thing we've learned, it's that it's about the product that you build, not about Nano specifically. Also, what I mentioned before, the stability and the ease of use as a merchant is so much more important than any fees. As soon as you get to like say 1 cent, and if you have a crypto that can also do 0 confirmations, we all know that it's like a dirty hack because like it's not actually confirmed. But for a merchant, we don't care that much. It's like we're accepting $10, it's fine. So Nano's advantage in terms of fees and transaction time is huge, but it's not what many merchants will actually care about, we think anyway. Whereas if you do a discount, you draw people in. So 99% of people just want to use the cheapest option. It's really like we would do the same kind of. If there's any service that accepts different crypto, we tend to just use the crypto that they have the lowest rate on, regardless of what crypto that is. So I think we have become quite successful as Nano GPT. The start of it was because we had Nano, and there's a very big active community who's very enthusiastic about it. When we started growing, we could go bigger than just Nano. But we think if more businesses think about it like this, like I can start with Nano, it's very easy to set up. I can see whether this works, and then expand it to more than Nano. We kind of think like that is the way to go. I don't know how much sort of people should depend on just what we've done, of course. That's always the question. But for us, it's been very successful doing it this way. So I think I also have one more slide, maybe. I do not have one more slide. One of the other learnings, just wing your presentation every time. But so yeah, we hope this can be useful to some people, for those who want to set up a business or have people who are considering setting up a business, or just people you want to get interested into Nano, like knowing what the pain points are, knowing what the biggest selling points are, and sort of knowing what it actually is that matters to a business. We hope this can help some people. And if there are any questions or anyone ever wants to know anything about Nano GPT, of course, feel free to ask Huggy or myself. Thank you. I kept it short, right? I think, I was going to say, do we want to do Q&A or do we...
There are no questions on it right now.
Okay, perfect.
I have one question.
Yes.
When I deposit Nano on Nano GPT,
Yep.
so I get the, let's say, the euro or dollar value of that money, and does it fluctuate with the value of Nano?
Yeah, so the question, because I don't know if people can hear, was if you deposit Nano on Nano GPT, do we convert it to USD, I guess, in a way?
Yeah, USD or
Yeah.
euro or whatever.
Yeah, so if you deposit any other crypto, we convert it to a USD value and we show you the USD value.
Okay.
Like at the time of your deposit.
Oh, sorry.
If you deposit Nano, we keep it in Nano and we have a fluctuating value for how much Nano it is.
Okay.
That's mostly also because we do not want to swap our Nano into USD.
Yes.
Because this is a whole other subject, but we think that Nano fundamentally is the best store of value. So we much prefer to keep Nano over USD. It would be nice if this was less theoretical at times, and Nano actually was a great store of value in practice. We believe it will happen. So if you deposit Nano, we keep it in Nano. We show you the fluctuating value. If you do any other currency, we convert to USD because we don't want to hold any other currency.
Yes, of
in that
course.
currency.
So my real question was, if I deposit, let's say, I don't know, X amount of Nano in your account, it's like how much of that gets converted? What percentage of that, or what percentage of that gets converted to you being able to buy a coffee somewhere? You know, it's like how much of that gets converted to, I don't know, fees or whatever.
Okay. So if we would exchange to USD every time, you mean?
Yeah,
Or-
it's like let's say you have to you live off of the Nano we pay, right, for your service.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
How much of that you lose when you cash out?
Frankly, so we tried. Nano is sort of the last thing that we would convert to USD. So we have Stripe, so we get USD payments in. That's like the first source we use. Then we would swap other crypto into USD, and then if that is not enough, we swap some Nano into USD.
I see.
The total costs of us swapping Nano into USD tends to be like 0.3%, which is because it's the Kraken. We use Kraken.
Okay, that's pretty good.
Kraken maker fee is about 0.3%.
Yeah.
There's no transaction fees, of course.
Yes. So it's way better than Stripe.
It is
Way better.
infinitely better than Stripe. Yes,
Wow.
it's far better. This is why we
Okay.
prefer accepting Nano,
Yes.
right? Because
Yes.
it's also at times when, for example, we had a partnership coming up and we thought that suddenly we might grow very quickly. We were thinking like, okay, if we grow suddenly very quickly and we get dollar deposits, we have to front the money somehow because it's going to take a while to get the money